So you're thinking about moving to Bozeman, Montana, but you're just not sure where or what neighborhood or what part of Bozeman is going to be best for you. Perhaps you want to be close to downtown or even near Montana State University, just closer to where all that action is. Or perhaps it's really important for you to be closer to schools and parks and that sort of neighborhood. And you're just not interested in being too far outside of town or too far away from anything. Well, today I'm going to be covering the different parts of Bozeman inside of city limits. We're going to take a look at the various neighborhoods and developments. We're going to be going through some different statistics and just general information about each of these areas, as well as those top neighborhoods in each area. I'm also going to touch on something specific to our weather patterns here that is sometimes unexpected. So you're going to want to stick around for that. So let's get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Bozeman, Montana and the surrounding areas here in Southwest Montana, then be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bozeman and all around Southwest Montana. My name is Hallie. I'm a local real estate agent, and the team and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move in beautiful Southwest Montana, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to buy or sell or invest or move in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and we'd be honored to help you find your place here in Southwest Montana. All my information is in the description below. So Bozeman can be divided into different sections somewhat. And the easiest way to look at that, of course, is directionally. So we've got the west and northwest side of Bozeman, the south side of Bozeman, the east and northeast side, and of course, the historic downtown Bozeman area. Now, of course, in my opinion, every part of Bozeman is a great place to live. What it really comes down to is what's going to be most important to you, what kind of lifestyle you are looking for. And every part of Bozeman is starting to really develop its own character as Bozeman continues to grow. So West and Northwest Bozeman are definitely the fastest growing parts of Bozeman. There are some older neighborhoods as well as some new developments, some great commercial developments, large, wonderful parks as well, and several schools in the area. Emily Dickinson, Meadowlark, and Highlight Elementary Schools, as well as the Chief Joseph Middle School and Gallatin High Schools, are all located in that north and northwest portion of Bozeman. And in the midst of it all is the Gallatin Regional 100-acre park, which of course has a playground, trails, a pond, a dog park, wide open spaces, and a sledding hill. So it's an absolutely wonderful spot there in the northwest side of Bozeman. There's also plenty of commercial development happening in the area as well, with Ferguson Farms in particular featuring a lot of different businesses, including the market with shops and dining and a brewery as well. And there's more to come with Northwest Crossing being under development near the Gallatin High School, which is planned to have 700 residences as well as commercial space for dining, retail, entertainment, and office space. Top neighborhoods in the area are Baxter Meadows, Harvest Creek, Valley West, and Flanders Mill. Some of these are very new developments and new neighborhoods with brand new homes, and others were built closer to the early 2000s or even a little bit prior to that. Now, of course, there's several other neighborhoods in the area as well, but these are the top picks. Harvest Creek right here is a desirable neighborhood with 2 open space parks, a basketball court, and fantastic views of the Bridger Range. The homes are mostly craftsman style with, well-kept yards and streets that are uncluttered. It's also an area that's very centrally located with easy access to public transportation. And as you can see, it is not too far from Main Street here to get downtown or, to get over to the interstate and head out of town. And then the Gallatin County Regional Park that I mentioned before is right here nearby. So let's go drive around this area, give you a feel for that, take a peek at some of these houses out here, and I will see you at Baxter Meadows. There are 3 active listings in Harvest Creek with a median list price of $645,000. Now, next we have Baxter Meadows, which is right by that 100-acre regional park. There's a great mix of multifamily and single-family homes on decent-sized lots. Nearby trails and, of course, Bridger Mountain views again here on the north side, and schools in the neighborhood make this an awesome place, not far from downtown as well, though it is a bit further north than Harvest Creek. And, of course, Baxter Lane right along here will take you right over to North 19th Avenue, which will connect you up to West Oak or take you all the way to Main Street or, of course, to the interstate. So let's go drive around here and take a peek at Baxter Meadows. The current median list price in Baxter Meadows is $515,000, and there are 8 active listings in the area. Valley West offers a wide variety of housing options and styles. Many of the homes have wonderful front porches, tree-lined streets, and alley entrances, really kind of embodying the feel of historic Bozeman. There are lakes, streams, and 4 miles of trails and open acreage around. It's located near the Ridge Athletic Club, right over here, and is expected to have over 1,600 living units, ranging from condos to townhomes, duplexes, and single-family homes once complete. 2 elementary schools are within minutes of the neighborhood as well. And as you can see, Ferguson is right here is the main road leading to Huffine Lane and Main Street, right here, taking you downtown or out of town towards Four Corners. So let's go take a drive around Valley West as well. There are 6 currently active listings in the Valley West area that have a median list price of $989,000. Flanders Mill is right here in this whole area, obviously right next to that 100-acre regional park. It's a very park-centric neighborhood with 36 acres of dedicated parkland itself, and it is smaller than the previous 2, with 272 single-home lots and 195 multifamily lots once it is complete. So let's go drive through this Flanders Mill area and get you a feel for what those homes are like as well. There are currently 13 active listings with a median list price of $1.2 million. The south side of Bozeman has always been one of the most coveted areas to live. You're essentially right between the thriving downtown and the amazing mountains to the south. So in just 10 minutes time, you could be having a fabulous brunch downtown Bozeman at Jam or somewhere similar to that, or you could be headed up, you could be in the foothills, headed up into the mountains for a hike at Highlight Canyon. With close proximity to Montana State University there on the south side, it's also a wonderful opportunity for a potential investment property. Or if you just want to be close by and be able to catch a college football game without having to drive across town, also a great location there. There are several older historic neighborhoods as well as some newer developments on the south side. Alders Creek subdivision here is very centrally located between Sacagawea Middle School and Morning Star Elementary School. Alders Creek has lovely scenic trails connecting the neighborhood to each of those schools. The neighborhood has marvelous views to the south and a large central park here with the creek itself running through the heart of the neighborhood. So let's go check it out. There is currently 1 home listed in Alders Creek with a list price of $795,000. Westfield, found right here near Alder Creek, is an established neighborhood on the south side. It is near South 3rd, allowing for easy access to MSU, the museum, and downtown. It's also near Sacagawea Middle School and Morningstar, as is Alder Creek. There currently aren't any listings in Westfield, but let's go drive around and take a peek at the homes. Now, two other neighborhoods that are also very close to Morningstar Elementary School in particular, as well as nearby Westfield, are Figgins and West Ridge. Both are also very close to Montana State University, as well as Sacagawea Middle School, which is just a bit further south. So let's go drive around this area as well and take a peek. In this area, there are two properties just recently that went under contract with a median list price of $802,000. Now, if we were to look to the southwest of town, the area out here is still largely farmland and open spaces, though I know there are some newer developments that are taking place out here or planned for the future. Now, if we look more on the southeast side of town, just past Valley View Golf Club here on Kagi Boulevard, you will find your way to Highland Boulevard, which actually takes you towards Bozeman Health, which does connect to Main Street. But right here, there is a relatively historic neighborhood called New Highlight View. It features 275 single-family homes that are just not far from downtown, but with these spectacular views out this side in particular, where you're looking at nothing but farmland and mountains. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's go take a look at and drive around New Highlight View. There are no current listings in the subdivision, but in the last year, 4 homes have sold with a median price of just under $750,000. Now, the east side overall of Bozeman here, as you'll notice, is primarily businesses as you head east here. And then, of course, you get on the interstate and head over the Bozeman Pass out to Livingston. But this is where you're going to find the Lindley Park and the Bozeman Library, as well as Bozeman Health that I previously mentioned, which is the major hospital and healthcare facility in the area. Everyone tends to fall in love with historic downtown Bozeman. Main Street is absolutely charming with these older historic buildings and lovely businesses and dining. And then, of course, there's the beautiful historic homes all around the area. Living downtown means all of the dining and shopping and big community events that happen on Main Street are just blocks away. And of course, you don't have to worry about downtown parking. There are also several large city parks in the area: Lindley Park, Bogart Park, as well as Cooper Park. And then, of course, the older Bozeman public schools of Irving, Longfellow, and Hawthorne. So if we take a look at this whole downtown area, some of it just to the south here as well, there are several large city parks that are absolutely wonderful here. We've got Cooper Park, as well as Bogart Park and Lindley Park that I mentioned previously. Hawthorne being right over here to the north, Longfellow right here, as well as Irving School closer to Montana State University. The area features a wide variety of homes and neighborhoods, from modern and eclectic and contemporary to some of the older neighborhoods and older homes, some of which have been remodeled and some which may be in need of it. Beautiful historic homes line South Wilson Avenue, South Tracy, and South Grand right here in this downtown district, with additional more urban living options like Block M located right here as well. The Fairview addition includes both newer homes built in the last decade all the way back to homes built as early as 1900. Though many of the older homes have been updated, the original architecture still remains. Seeing these incredible homes along these tree-lined streets truly makes the Fairview addition one of the most beautiful and unique places to live in all of Montana. And that is right all in this whole area around Longfellow School and these parks here. Now, there are other small areas right in this same zone here just south of Main Street, including the Alderson addition and Black addition. There are several additions in Bozeman, all with the goal of making Bozeman a more beautiful and wonderful place to live, many of them with the same tree-lined streets and historic homes like the Fairview addition. So let's go drive around, check out this whole area, and take a look at some of those beautiful historic homes. Currently in the Fairview addition, there are 2 active listings with a median list price of $1.8 million. The northeast side is an area of Bozeman that has changed more than any other in the recent years. What used to be more industrial and with modest homes and a quiet neighborhood, a lot of the homes have been remodeled into larger, more modern homes, mixed in with some of the older historic homes as well, which gives a great eclectic mix in a really, really unique neighborhood. There are also some really cool new condos that have been built in the area that have a more industrial feel, like the Mill Street Lofts. The area overall has had some wonderful revitalization and has some absolutely phenomenal businesses as well, like Wild Crumb Bakery right over here and Mountains Walking Brewery as well as an overall goal to preserve the unique area, and they have developed their own neighborhood association to keep the character alive. So let's go drive around the area, take a peek at some of those amazing eclectic homes, and of course, some of those awesome businesses as well. The Northeast area currently has 12 active residential listings with a median list price of $1.8 million, including some phenomenal new condos in the Rouse additions. And here you can see more of those actual boundaries, or, you know, the Bozeman city limits line. Of course, there are some absolutely lovely neighborhoods, you know, further south of town, all along this, you know, these foothills here, as well as out to the west, you know, including Four Corners and some other neighborhoods out here, as well as to the north off of Spring Hill Road, which is right along here. So I'm going to be covering those in my next video, all about the places to live, you know, where to live in Bozeman that's on the outskirts or outside of city limits of Bozeman. So keep an eye out for that. I hope that gives you a more detailed picture of what the whole Bozeman area is all about, and gives you, more information about each of those locations and what each one offers in terms of those neighborhoods, and what their, proximity is to the various dining, shopping, and recreation. What it really comes down to is, what are you moving here for? What do you want to be close to? Do you want to be near those parks and open spaces, or do you prefer to be closer to downtown for that nightlife, and being able to just be a few blocks away from all that action? Or is it really more about being close to those schools and being in the right neighborhood for that reason? It really is dependent upon what is going to be most important for you. Now, one thing that's a little bit unique to the Gallatin Valley, or really this Bozeman part of the Gallatin Valley as a whole, is that weather patterns do come through the area in a similar way most of the time. So what could be, windy and blustery and, a full-on blizzard in one part of town may not be seeing much snow at all in another part of town, because those weather patterns come through the way that they do. So there could be widely varied weather conditions going on across town without covering a whole lot of distance. So a neighborhood on the south side, or especially further south in the foothills, or in the foothills on the north side, or up into Bridger Canyon, may get a whole lot of snow, while those on the west side may only see a dusting. Now, it doesn't always happen this way, but more often than not, that is the case across the valley. So it's definitely something to keep in mind when you're looking at different neighborhoods in different locations, depending on what type of weather pattern or where you want to be in that storm path. Now, of course, the mountains on, all sides of Bozeman are going to get the majority of the snow, more so than down in the valley, regardless. But this is also why Bridger Bowl is positioned so perfectly. It's right there on the other side of that ridge. And when those storms come through, when that weather pattern comes through like it does, it tends to go over that ridge and just absolutely dump snow over there, making for some amazing fluffy powder turns. One other factor with the valley and us being as far north as we are in the country overall is that the sun exposure is going to be different in different parts of the valley as well. So the southern foothills may not see the sun directly on the homes or neighborhoods there, depending on how much of a shadow they are in, because the sun is so much further south during the winter. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. And those neighborhoods further south of town, particularly in the foothills, are also going to keep their snow a little bit longer because they won't have that sunshine in the spring to melt it off quite as fast. So again, it really just depends on what you're looking for, and you may want to keep some of those weather patterns and sun exposure things in mind as you're searching. And as I said before, keep an eye out for my next video, where I am going to be driving around more in the outskirts, showing you some of those top neighborhoods and areas to live as well. And as always, whether you're looking to move or buy or sell or invest in the next 9 days or 90 days, just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I'd be honored to help you find your place here in Bozeman, Montana, as well as the surrounding areas here in Southwest Montana. And until next time, I hope to show you around town.